And we're diggity dog back. That didn't work. I hate that. Hi.
Do it again! Boo!
Say the line, Bart.
Get a roar.
Do the roar.
We're not that serious all the time.
Do the roar.
New verbal stim just dropped.
Yo.
So long, Peaches. Hello, Shrek Forever After.
Okay, but here's the important question, and I think the viewers need to know when you're saying roar. Are you like putting your head into like your face into your shoulders almost?
Yes.
Like,
you kind of have to for that voice.
Like a turtle, right? Yeah, that's how I'm doing.
Do the roar.
You kind of have to like, squish you.
Yeah, and that's how we're going to start this very important episode. Is
do the roar.
This very important episode.
Really important episode. Do the roar.
The episode title shall be "Do the Roar."
I mean, as long as one of us does that.
I like the fact that you both said "I mean" at the same time.
Hestia looks directly in the camera. Do the roar.
Hey, everybody. Do the roar.
Everybody do the flop.
All right. So I'm just going to get right into it. Yeah. We've had some fun, but now we're going to get serious. Seriously serious.
Super serial.
I am serious, but don't call me Shirley.
Oh dear. Okay.
It's like herding cats, huh?
So no, it's like bathing dogs. Multiple. Getting dogs in the bath. Okay, so the last thing that you saw as you were exiting out of the, we'll call it barracks, hostel, something along those lines, you were sleeping. You were asleep.
Napping.
And you see that Sabbath is just standing outside, staring up at this giant storm cloud that whenever lightning strikes through it, you see that there's the silhouette of a giant wyvern and somebody on top of it. So basically the Bastion, you would think it's under attack, but on closer examination, they're all pretty much stuck at the force field and they can't get through the force field. So less full assault, more war of attrition, perhaps. So that is where you guys currently are. You see Sabbath is looking up, and their eyes seem to be glazed over as they're looking up, standing in the courtyard. Last session, they had some kind of issue that knocked them out of commission, and they had to be brought to the infirmary. So you're unsure if this is an extension of that, if this is something new. But they don't look themselves at the moment.
I'm gonna I'm gonna check on them the best I can.
How are you gonna do that?
Does it look like something magical is wrong, or do they look like they're like disassociating? Like, does it look like it could be like medical, or does it definitely skew more magical?
It looks like it could be a little bit of column A, a lot of column B.
Okay, so I guess I'm gonna start with a good old-fashioned, big old balmy medicine check.
Roll for it.
Would you like me to try as well?
If you want to.
I have a plus one to it.
That's a big old girthy 19. Not natural.
On a
I got a
medicine
7.
check, yeah. So Callum's like, yeah, that's a little weird.
That sure is
Hestia,
fishy.
Hestia looks, and since they roll medicine and not like Arcana or something like that, you look and you see that Sabbath seems a little pale. Possibly like just kind of going off of how they look. They seem to be in some kind of cold sweat. And their eyes are very milky, so you're able to to understand the kind of biological stuff going on right now. So it definitely looks like something is going on.
Can I follow that up with an Arcana check?
You can if you want to, yeah. I would say this after your successful medicine check, you can roll your Arcana check with advantage. Basically, you're trying to diagnose what's going on.
Okay, so that is a big old girthy 17.
17. You've done some research. This is like at the Abbey. You would have taken a course on how to diagnose and extrapolate information from magical diseases. So, given all the information that you have prior to this, you're able to diagnose that given the milky eyes, given the cold sweat, and the muttering from last session, that generally you only see those symptoms when a person has spell plague.
Can you repeat that? Spell blight?
Plague.
Spell plague.
Yep.
Usually it will render someone comatose. So it's odd that Sabbath is currently standing in the courtyard and looking up at whatever's in the clouds.
Okay. Would I know like any remedies for it, or like if it's contagious or anything like that?
That was gonna be my question as Callum. Like, if you ever said it, Callum would be like, "Is that contagious?"
I'll say just off of the information you already have, since you would have, like, from your time at the Abbey, it's not necessarily contagious, not in a clinical sense. It is a magical disease that only affects magic users. It's almost random, but it can spread.
Okay.
In fact, it's pretty much an epidemic in the Prime Realm.
Yep, it is.
There is no known cure readily available. There's one place in the Prime Material Realm where people are taken that have spell plague, called Selling Sa, which would be kind of like a rival school to the Abbey. But it's also considered like the magic users' main academy.
Mm-hmm. The Padawan.
As you are all kind of watching this and diagnosing this, can I get a perception check from everyone?
You got it, boss. Where the fuck is my dice?
7.
You roll a 7?
Ah, there we go.
Yep.
Perception?
That one, motherfucker.
That is a big old girthy. Where's my perception? 9. I'm too focused, I guess.
Yeah, you don't seem to see anything wrong at the moment. You turn around and Marlith is going to roll perception. Oh, I do not like the NPCs.
Rebecca, who knows nothing about the spell plague, is like
Has not the roll has nothing to do with the spell plague.
poking.
I don't think that's going to help.
I think there's something wrong with your friend.
Yes, it appears to be spell plague.
Is that contagious?
And she will leap backwards. Plague! Ah!
I don't believe it's contagious. It kind of strikes at random and magic users, though I've never seen someone be upright for it.
Rebecca.
She hops away a couple more feet. Ah!
Rebecca, since you are poking them, can you roll me another perception check?
Oh, I thought you were going to say roll a Constitution save.
That's what I was thinking.
12.
Oh, okay. Mainly because you're poking them. You feel like as you're poking them, or like with your hand or whatever, they seem to be like your hand seems, without sliding it down, you get a sensation of fabric brushing up against your hand, almost as if it's moving. It takes you all a few minutes. You see, this is what the perception checks were for. Sabbath is now floating upwards.
What the hell?
Does that normally happen with tieflings?
I don't believe so.
I've only met the one, and they didn't do this, but they're also kind of odd. So
I don't know what the fuck else to do. I grab onto Sabbath's foot.
So you
Rebecca will cast Mage Hand and grab onto the other foot.
You both
me with my like 8th strength.
Can you both give me dexterity saving throws with advantage?
Okay, that's okay. 20, not natural.
17.
Cool. So you're both able to grab on and pull Sabbath down. You feel tension, like almost like if you're trying to hold a balloon, but it's a very windy day. They are starting to try to float away.
Does anyone have hempen rope in their kit?
Everyone should, but what Callum wants to do is try to jump up and like swipe the air above Sabbath with one of his knives.
Roll an acrobatic. No, sorry. You're trying to.
Technically,
attack.
It would be an attack. It's the same plus.
Yeah, I would say if you want to roll if you're trying to throw a knife, can you roll an attack?
And
roll?
I'm not throwing a knife. I'm jumping up and swiping. I don't want to lose a knife.
Okay.
Also, probably a bad thing to do to throw a knife up in the air in a city.
Yeah, I would say if you want to, you can roll an acrobatic check. Or
Okay.
Roll.
Fuck's it. 11.
11.
Please say I don't hit Sabbath.
No, you're a little awkward with it. But you kind of like do a spin jump where you think it looks cool, but it's not. And you like swipe your knife above it, but you get no purchase. There's nothing there.
I feel like I'm doing a really cool job, and I'm just like making like whooshing noises with my knife.
You're being so helpful.
Can everyone roll a wisdom saving throw?
Oh fuck!
Double fuck. That is a 24.
24.
12.
11.
11 is not good.
No, it's not.
as you are all looking upwards because you are holding on to Sabbath, you see that the silhouette of the wyvern is starting to burst through the storm. It looks like it is pushing its way. It is landing on top of the force field, like landing on it. It can't get through the force field, but it is scratching at it, and is basically landing. So you two right now, other than Hestia, so Rebecca and Callum, you are both frightened.
Can we go? Can we go now?
Let me see.
Carlos, let's go. And she is going to start heading towards the first possible door, shooing Carlos in with her and pulling at Sabbath's leg with the mage hand. Like, come on, let's go now. Let's go.
Is the wyvern saying anything?
No, the wyvern isn't saying anything, but after a moment,
Okay.
it tries to breathe fire onto the force field, and it just kind of like covers it, but doesn't. It doesn't look like it has any effect.
Okay. Only reason I ask is because I speak Draconic. So if you want to do anything with that, you're welcome. You're welcome to, not you're welcome. Anyways, I'm gonna go with Rebecca, and while we're moving, I'm going to tie Sabbath to my waist to keep them from floating. Are they still trying to float away?
They are still trying to float away, yes, but
Okay, yeah,
imagine that they are Bubble Buddy.
I gotcha.
So that's how that, like, if you're holding them and you're pulling them, you're able to carry them, essentially.
Nonetheless,
like
just as a precaution, I'm gonna still just as a level of, in case we all need to be using our hands, I'm gonna tie Sabbath to me.
I cannot. Okay. Yep.
So yeah, first door I come to.
Nope. Over here. And I just like keep trying to get everyone further away.
Yeah, I'm taller than everyone here, so I'm gonna like. This is the only frame of reference I can think of, but I'm gonna like Severus Snape and Prisoner of Azkaban this, like kind of push everyone behind me.
Okay.
I can't think of another frame of reference, so sorry for bringing up Harry Potter in the year of our Lord 2023. It's against my will.
Okay, so where are you trying to go? Collective.
I am well, it sounded like Hestia just moved in front of us.
So Hestia is protecting us and making sure our way is clear. Callum's leading us, and Rebecca's urging us forward. Faster, let's go. Out, come on.
Okay, but nobody has told me where they're trying to go.
So we were told that we had to go back to the library.
Yes. Okay.
So that's where Callum's running to.
All right. So is everybody following Callum to the library?
I don't know where the fuck I'm going, so yes.
This way? Yep. Okay, and if you go through here, and he goes like through a side alley where like 2 feet from it, and then I rush over to the side door of the library.
I follow.
Very closely.
All right, so you make it in, and as you like run in through the door, you see that Archon seems to be at a pedestal and seems to be focusing on an orb.
He's pondering his orb?
Essentially.
Hey, Cap, we're here.
A little busy.
You said that we had to go here, so now
Trap door over there, and you see he kind of like tries to show you a direction with his, like, by nodding his head, You see he's very focused on this orb and is pouring a lot of, we'll call it mana, into this orb.
Good luck. And I start running over to the trapdoor.
I follow.
Very closely.
So, that's the first time I saw one so close. That was terrifying. Talking about the wyvern.
Fucking terrifying.
I've read about them.
Yeah? Anything useful?
I know a thing about nightmares, and that certainly was one.
All right. So you get to the trap door. You're able to pull it open, and this looks a lot like it's purposely damp and dark and not well lit. Very like rotted wooden ladder to go down. It's not very well taken care of and very old. So what's the marching order here?
I believe Callum should be first.
Okay.
Just because Callum supposedly knows these tunnels.
Okay. So Callum opens the trap door and then slides down the ladder, landing on the ground there. Who's second?
I take
I'll
out my
go.
crossbow and I gesture for Rebecca to go.
Rebecca will hop in. Well, she'll scooch Carlos in first.
Callum tries to catch the undead boy.
Roll a dexterity saving throw.
Okay. I roll. Okay, 25.
Okay, you're able to catch Carlos.
Carlos is just smaller than me, so I'm able to catch.
Yay!
Josh, can you roll a Constitution save for Carlos? Add
Sure.
half of Rebecca's modifier, rounded down.
That would be a 8 altogether.
Okay. So as Carlos comes down and Callum is able to fireman catch him, his arm falls off.
Oh.
Ooh!
And do it. I drop Carlos.
All it will take is just some mending to put back on, which you can just easily do with cantrip. Who's coming next?
I'm gonna nudge Sabbath down first, and I am strapped, but I'll slide down. I'll scoot down last. Bring up the rear.
Are you going to close the trapdoor?
That seems logical. Yes.
If you didn't, Callum was going to go back up and close the door.
As you close the trapdoor, you realize you are in total and complete darkness.
I was going to ask if there was a rock. Is there a rock around? Because I'm going to pick one up and cast light on it.
Okay, you can do that.
Yeah.
I can sense most things within 30 feet of me.
As you all look around through either your dark vision or your true sight or the light given off by Callum, you see that the tunnel looks to be fairly narrow, maybe about 20 feet wide at most, and it seems to be pretty short. I would say currently Sabbath is probably dragging their horns across the roof.
That kind of
So
short.
I have to duck.
You are probably
I
going
was
to have
thinking chode short.
no.
Yeah, my 6'6" self is gonna have to like squat.
Yeah,
My
you're,
like 4 foot nothing. I forget how tall he is. My 5'1" self can easily just walk.
pretty much. Like, the only people that are going to have any problem is going to be the floaty one and the giant.
Hello.
Hello. So yeah, you're gonna start walking down this cavern tunnel.
I start going down. Callum hasn't been through this entrance, so that's why he was wondering where the entrance was. He normally gets one from like outside of the field because he usually like leaves and then goes into the tunnel. But obviously, we can't do that right now.
So a couple of things that you notice, kind of off the top. First, it almost seems like the magic in the rock that has light cast upon it seems to be dampened. There seems to be something affecting magic within this tunnel. Secondly, you're far enough down that the Starborn with the Asmars there, you're no longer glowing. You don't have that glowing that you did when you were in the city, when you were exposed to Bastion. So you're far enough down that you're not glowing at all.
Okie dokie.
So so far it seems to be just a straightforward walk right now. Are you just gonna start walking?
Yep.
Okay.
I have a rough idea of where we have to go, but until we get to a place where I remember, it's going to be a bit of a wash.
Yeah. You've been to the kobold cave cavern tunnel system before, but you've never taken this route, and you've never, like, both entrance and exit wise, you've never really had any reason to go to the Temple of the Chimera.
Yeah.
So
I know kind of where it is, but there's no signage down here. There might be like a danger sign if there's like a "Hey, don't go here" from in like kobold language, but I don't read that.
Can everyone roll?
Wouldn't that just be Draconic?
Yes, it would be, but Callum doesn't know Draconic. You know Celestial.
I know Draconic. Anyways, we need to roll something.
Yeah, perception check.
Okay.
19.
All right, we've been doing good. Don't fuck me now. Shit, I dropped my dice. Fuck. That's a 1.
Mine's a little bit better than that. It's an 8.
All right. So Callum, you don't really see anything, mainly because you just don't. Sorry, I couldn't think of a reason why. You just blind.
He's focused on his light spell.
Yeah. And I don't know. Hesia's eyes are still adjusting.
I'm also trying to keep Sabbath from bonking his head.
Yeah. But Rebecca, you look around, and you see kind of lining the walls. So it's not even that you see; it's you kind of see through the vibrations, like through your feet. Kind of think of like how a earthbender would use that to see. Kind of with every step, it echoes, and you sense there are a number of statues. They're all of different creatures, some of which you've seen before or have heard of before, but they all have slight changes done to them. So you see like a dragon that has a lion's head instead of a long neck. You see a number of different things. as you guys are walking, you sense one of these statues, and it looks like a kobold. But this kobold seems to be covered in spikes, long tail, and seems to have enlarged eyes and a spine, like a fin.
And is this thing seem to be similar material as the rest of the statues?
Roll me a nature check.
That would be a 7.
You think it is? You think it's some kind of material that's similar to the other statues. It's about 20 feet ahead of you.
Hey, look at that. It's a jackalope.
What the fuck? And I'm gonna try to squint and see what she's talking about.
Okay.
I would like to get closer.
Can everyone roll a wisdom save?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't know why I made that noise. My wisdom's great. Watch me roll another one.
I'll say Rebecca can probably roll it. No, Rebecca doesn't roll advantage. Sorry.
No worries.
That's a 20, not natural.
Okay.
Lucky 13.
Unlucky 13.
All right. So you're all looking at the statues because Rebecca's pointing them out. But as Rebecca points out the last one, it moves, and it very quickly moves, and starts trying to bite at you. But as you're 10 feet away, you see that it actually has a chain around its neck, and it can't move. But it's trying to snap at you, and it's swiping its tail around. As it moves, almost like a glow stick, you see that its underbelly, all the way up to its bottom jaw, starts to glow green.
Green means good, right? Right. Okay.
So, Hestia, since you made the save, you were able to use your reaction. You see that it is bound to the stone around it. What would you like to do right now? You have a reaction.
I'm going to use my reaction to... What you're describing, it sounds like a breath weapon. Is it about to use a breath weapon? Does that kind of track?
You're not sure. You know
Okay.
that's trying to fight right now.
Okay. I probably have the highest armor class here, don't I? Okay. I am going to push Sabbath behind me and kind of in one fluid motion scoot everyone behind me.
Okay.
I want to pet the dog.
It's not a dog. Can I try something?
You can definitely
it's
try.
It's not necessarily an action or anything. I'm gonna. This is gonna be stupid. Okay. In Draconic, I'm gonna say, wait. Does it react at all?
It looks at you sideways, like it understands you.
Does it seem to be hesitating?
Yeah, at the moment, it's not trying to snap at you.
Okay. This is gonna go badly, guys. Okay. With the tinier beings tucked behind me, I'm gonna say, why are you attacking us?
So it looks at you and it tries to speak, and it sounds like broken draconic, like not quite the same kind of draconic but you're able to make out the word hunger.
You're hungry?
How hungry?
I'm going to give you something, But I need you to not bite me when I do, all right?
Yeah. Oh. Yeah.
I'm
So-
gonna. Sorry, continue.
It stops trying to bite. Yeah.
Okay. I'm gonna reach into my pack and pull out some dried meats. And I'm gonna approach it carefully and offer them.
Ooh, bad choice.
So it sniffs at it. It smells really good. It bites it and pulls it and starts chewing on it. Much. Than what master feeds.
Can you repeat that without the voice? I'm so sorry.
Much better than what master feeds.
Your master doesn't seem like a very kind person. And I'm gonna take some more out and offer another handful. I don't have a whole hell of a lot of these, but you know, I can't just.
It like eats from your hand, very much like a puppy. It's still glowing, as it's moving, but it seems to have calmed down. Does anybody want to examine the creature?
So while Hestia is feeding this guard dog, basically, I think Callum is like looking at Marlith and Rebecca like she had that the entire time.
Rebecca
right,
is going to take the advantage and kind of like slowly scooch past behind any statues that she can possibly do so between her and the creature, keeping Carlos safe and close the whole time.
Since I'm right up with our new scaly friend, what kind of check would that be? Would you want like a nature check or anything like that?
For
Or like
what?
a medicine check?
For what?
Just to kind of examine him. See, like, aside from everything, if there's anything weird about him.
You can roll a nature check.
All right.
He's full of spikes.
He's a spiky boy. Ah, geez, this isn't gonna be great. That's a 4, so that's a no can do. Well, then I guess next step would be a medicine check to see if he's like injured.
Okay.
Because that seems like the Hestia thing to do. Ooh, let's see. That's a 21.
You see that the chain seems to have like kind of bound into it a bit. It seems to have some marks there. But also,
Ouch.
as you look it over, it looks a little deformed, like more deformed than most kobolds. It seems to have like misshapen bones. It's a little gaunt. It looks, I would say, unnatural.
Oh, darling, who did this to you?
The master.
Your master? Who's your master?
Master is master.
Is there a reason you're here?
Master put us here.
Do you know why?
Because he's done with us.
Can you repeat that without the voice? I'm so sorry. I'm having
He's
a real
done
hard
with
time
us,
doing
I think.
audio.
Because he
Okay.
was done with us.
Okay, sorry. Audio processing is like
Okay.
not working today. I'm so sorry.
Okay.
What do you mean he's done with you?
Once he done, he throws us here.
He threw you away?
Once we are made.
That's not right.
Rebecca, just part way in the thing. You mean all these things are actual creatures?
Do you understand Draconic?
I don't know.
Yeah, so basically the other two, you're watching Hestia, and Hestia and this kobold are just like and just growling back and forth at each other.
Never mind. I can't understand that shit.
Callum is going to be a brave little boy and tentatively walk closer and see if he can give scritches.
Roll a persuasion check.
Can that be sleight of hand instead?
It can
Maybe
be if you
animal
want.
handling?
I will go with sleight of hand. 10. I'm not rolling.
Would he
good.
have advantage if he's like with me? Would that possibly?
Just give me a moment. What's your AC?
15.
Oh no.
The kobold rolled a 17. It's gonna swipe at you with its tail, so that hits.
He is a friend. He means well.
Just a second here.
He's got to pull out damage dice for a second.
So that's 6 poison damage, and can you roll me a Constitution save?
That I can try.
You can certainly have at it.
15.
15 saves.
Okay.
So you try to give a scritch, but like almost as a reflex, the tail flicks and like hits you in your sternum, and kind of knocks you back.
He is a friend. He means well, I promise.
Sorry. It's trying to say sorry, but it doesn't know the word.
I turn to Callum and I say, he's sorry. I think our little friend has been through a lot. And I turn back to him and I say, do you have a name?
It looks at you kind of sideways and says, it doesn't even know what a name is.
Were you called anything?
Can you roll an insight?
This is so fun.
Its name is Experiment 626.
This is genuinely depressing. I hope you know that. Okay, you said insight or perception?
Insight or perception.
Okay. Let's go with insight. I mean, both are the same modifier, but insight's more spicy. If I could not drop my dice, it'd be fucking stellar. 19, not natural.
19. Okay. You can see on its neck a couple of runes, and it says Gamma Lambda 273.
A serial number.
Essentially.
Hopefully it's Fruity Pebbles.
Well, that's a little dehumanizing. Do you have something you'd want to be called?
It looks at you. It doesn't understand the concept of a name.
Well, when people want to get my attention, they say the word Hestia. That's the name my mother gave me.
It also doesn't know what a mother is.
Oh my god.
Creator.
A name is a word that you are called that is unique to you. People use it to get your attention or to address you. Some people are given their names by those who create them, like parents or creators, stuff like that. But at least where I'm from, you can choose your name too.
What? Can you choose my name?
Well, I'm sure I can think of something, and if later you find something you prefer, you can go by that.
His name is just going to be Food.
Oh no, my name is that. That's my name.
His
Thinks
name is
that.
name?
His name is that.
Oh, okay.
But
No,
you,
I'm
you,
asking for clarification.
right now because it's easily confused because it can barely speak. It doesn't it doesn't really understand the concept of names, but you can give it a name.
Okay. How does and
Spike.
this is gonna be weird, but like follow my train of thought here. Around like what shade of what colors is our spiky little friend here?
Kind of like muddy gray on top, which is where he would have like his, I would almost call it a carapace, where he has like harder scales and the spikes. Those are gray, but the glowing part is very fluorescent green, and it covers like his belly up to the bottom of his jaw, and also emanates from his eyes.
All right, let me think. Okay. I'm looking. I'm googling something. Hang on.
I mean, I know a name that you could give him, but it's up to you guys to give him a name.
Well, I was looking up the draconic word for green, because of his green underbelly, and what came up was a chalk, Achuak. A chalk.
You guys want to let Hestia name them, or
Well, this entire conversation is in a language that neither of us can speak.
Yeah, do you want to ask anybody else's opinion, or do you want to executive decision this?
I think you've already chosen.
Oh, well, I don't want to be like commandeering the session. So I'm gonna quickly relay to Callum and Rebecca the current situation, i.e., our friend here doesn't have a name and, is asking me to give him one. Give them one. I don't want to call it an it.
He them.
Him. Okay, got it.
Caw.
Okay. I don't think I can call him Caw.
Rebecca's still keeping her distance, still trying to sneak by.
Quick to hurt, he says as he rubs the puncture holes in his sternum.
He said he was sorry.
Doesn't make it hurt any less. Yeah, I had said Spike earlier, but...
Oh, sorry, I didn't hear you. Like, as a player, I didn't hear you. Sorry.
Marla, who has been listening in because they also know Draconic.
Oh.
Ah, nifty.
Did he say his name was Gamma Lambda?
There's runes like on his neck, but I don't think those are there out of kindness.
Why would they use that kind of system?
Oh God, you're gonna try to put him in a box?
What?
Isn't Marlith the librarian?
Marlith is a librarian,
yeah.
So they know a little bit about
the Dewey Decimal System.
Well, the Dewey Decimal System and just like systems like that. So they know that it is not like that's not a name. That is a designation.
It's a serial number, a barcode.
Essentially. But so GL723.
Call him Green Lad. GL.
Green Lantern.
I think Spike might be easier for him.
He does glow green, so technically he is a Green Lantern.
I mean, true.
So, the vote? What is the vote? Are we going with Spike?
Is going to refrain from voting.
I mean, I think Spike might be the easiest, like,
Are
for
we
him,
keeping-
to understand and...
Yeah. Say,
Okay.
are we keeping him?
Well, I don't want to leave from here.
Well, then we should probably do something with the chains.
Well, yes.
I
So
think
Spike...
Callum, when we have that conversation, Callum is just going to go over and start trying to pick the locks, if there are any.
Yeah. I am going to turn back to our friend. So are we going with Spike?
Your call.
Oh, geez. Okay. Okay, Spike it is. So I'm going to turn back to our friend, and I'm going to say, well, we've settled on something, and carefully, I'm going to point to one of the spikes coming out of him, and I say, Spike.
Spike.
And then I point to myself, I say, Hestia, and then I point to him, and I say, Spike.
Hestia.
Mm-hmm. Do you like the name Spike?
Hestia.
I love him.
So it understands that one of your names is Spike and one of your names is Hestia. It's still unsure about the concept of names, but it
we'll
will
get
take.
there.
Yeah. So
we'll get
Callum, you said you wanted to try to pick the lock.
If there are any, if not, then he's going to try to like.
Can you give me an investigation?
Okay.
Yeah. And I am going to try to explain to Spike what's going on the best I can.
Yeah, you're walking Spike through what's going on. Like
I am
Yeah.
as far away as humanly possible, or as
Yeah.
summarily possible.
It's smartly possible.
That's an 18 in investigation.
So you look over the chain and you see that there is absolutely no locking mechanism. The chain is not coiled in any way. The chain is basically just there, almost as if they're not supposed to be moved.
Are they attached to, like, are the chains attached to something on the other side?
They literally, it's almost like they meld into the wall.
Oh, this pisses me off.
Does anyone have anything stronger than a butter knife?
Let me see. I might see if I have a spell or something.
I have light. That is my spell.
Okay, spiritual weapon. What can you do? I don't think that'll do the trick, and plus that is a second level spell slot. Do I have anything? Let me see. I have Sacred Flame as a cantrip. We could try to like melt it off the wall, maybe.
You can try.
Yeah, maybe.
Best I could do is magic missile.
That might break it free.
Okay. Yeah.
It's force damage. And it
Yeah,
auto hits.
Very true.
Rebecca, what do you have for cantrips?
Prestidigitation, chill touch, dancing lights, mage hand, and shocking grasp. And I don't think any of those is going to help.
Yeah. In the interest
Chill
of
touch, maybe.
Yeah.
Chill touch does necrotic damage.
Yeah.
Necrotic damage.
Yeah. Yeah.
I was hoping one of you might have had like acid splash.
Nope.
Wait
Wait a tick. Hang on.
It, but it'll probably
Let me check the
go up
wand.
through the chain.
I forget I have a wand. Just a second.
I have a short sword, but it's gonna dull the sword.
Short wad. All right. Where did I write that down at? Come on, Gabby, get it together. I do. I have acid splash in the wand.
Okay.
All right. I'm gonna whip out the wand of the arcane student, and I'm gonna. Well, at first, let me read the spell, so that I don't fuck anyone. Fuck. Okay, acid splash, acid splash, acid splash. Sorry, I don't have it just like available on my D&D Beyond that I have to like go to spells, but I just want to like double check and make sure that I won't let like no one needs to like back up or anything. Okay, hurl a bubble of acid. Choose one or two creatures you can see within range. If you choose two, they must be within 5 feet of each other. A target must succeed a dexterity saving throw or take 1d6 acid damage. The spell's damage increases. Okay. So if I focused it on like the very end of the chain, like where the chain meets the wall, and had Spike kind of go to like the full length of the chain, would that be enough for it to not hit him?
Sure.
All right. So I'm gonna kind of scoot Spike a little, like further from the wall.
Yeah. So you don't need to roll an attack roll; just roll the damage.
Okay. Which is, I believe, a D6. That's a 1, but it's a cantrip, so I can do it a few times, can't I?
So you cast the bubble, it floats over, it pops, and it just kind of like singes. So you can see that it's starting to work.
Okay, I'm gonna. Oop.
As you do, Marlith's like, can I help?
Absolutely.
Okay, so they take out their wand on 3. Okay.
All right.
1, 2,
2, 3. 1.
All right, so you cast another bubble, and again, it just kind of singes it. It's you're making small progress, but you see Marlith draws a rune in the air with their wand, and from your time at the Abbey. Can you roll me an Arcana check?
Yes.
Okay, so Arcana, that's 24.
So you know this to be the rune for Ray of Frost, but as Marlith is casting it, it's a ray of like spitting acid. So it has all the characteristics of Ray of Frost, but instead of doing cold damage, it is doing acid.
Cool.
And that would be 6 damage. Okay. So with your 2 acid bubbles and Marlith's more like kind of focus, almost like a pressure dryer, a pressure washer, sorry. Acid attack, it seems to cut through it. And Spike is now free.
Okie dokie. So I guess we're taking him with us. Because I didn't think this far ahead.
Well,
And now we've got a pet kobold.
That we do.
yeah. Okay.
All right, so
Can we go?
We could tie Sabbath to him.
That might be a bad idea.
Yeah, we need, in case. I feel like we should have Sabbath tied to. I hesitate to use the phrase more stable, but someone we know might not run away.
That would not be me. I have shifty eyes. More or less, I will be scouting ahead at some point, probably.
Yeah.
So you help me help.
This is all on you.
Yep.
Sorry, my brain stopped working for a hot second there. What? I'm so sorry.
It says you help, me help.
If you'd
So
like.
you help. Can it help?
If you'd like.
It looks up at you and it makes like a chomp, like motion with its jaws.
Like a helpful chomp or a mother feed me chomp?
Like a little bit of column A, a little bit of column B.
Okay. Well, we don't know what's ahead.
Me take you, master.
Well, to be perfectly frank, we're just trying to get home. And it occurs to me he probably doesn't know the word home.
He does not know the word home.
This is so fucking sad. I hope you know that.
We're
Are
trying
you gonna
to leave?
It also does not know the concept of leave either. But where, like, so it's kind of gonna follow you like a sad dog.
Oh.
Where would you like to go? What would you like to do now that Spike is free?
I would like to continue on.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you continue on, and Spike keeps kind of walking beside you. Can I get everybody to roll a perception check?
Okie dokie, Dr. Jones.
Okie dokie, Smokey.
Maybe that's not good. I've been not great on the perception checks. That's a 10.
Me too.
Okay.
14.
10 and 14.
Yeah.
Rebecca?
Also a 10.
Who rolled the 14?
That would be Callum.
Okay. So everybody else doesn't really notice, but Callum, you notice, you kind of like tilt your head back and look as you guys are walking for a good like hour or so. You see that as you continue walking, the cavern keeps getting wider and wider. But the further you walk, the more fluorescent green things you see, like sources of light. You see they don't all look like Spike, but they look like they all have been put in similar situations.
Are we just going to have, like, an army of these things?
Well, here's your choice. There is a lot of them.
Oh, God.
You can take your time and try to free them all, in which case you may miss going through the portal, or you can leave.
I have a question.
Sure.
Not to you. Sorry.
in character.
Yeah, in character. What if we just got him to free his kin?
We can try. I'm going to
distraction.
Yeah. I'm going to call Spike to me and lead him to one of his brethren.
Kin?
Kin. Let's go with that. Nice and gender neutral. That's chained to the wall. And I'm going to point at the chain and ask, do you think you can bite that? Like, break it?
It looks at you a little weird, and it tries. Yeah, that didn't work. He
Damn.
like bites and tries it. Also, the creature that you've walked up to is much larger. Covered in more like curved blades, and looks to be a little bit more aggravated.
I'm gonna back up and take Spike with me.
Sorry, I missed everything that just happened. Kayla came in.
Spike can't bite through the chains, and I didn't stop to think that these creatures might not be so friendly. Yeah. So Spike and I are backing the fuck away from the one that we just tried to help.
Okay. Well, we can. It's fine. We'll figure it out later. I can figure it out later.
So you guys walk for about another hour or so, and again you see that the cavern keeps getting wider and wider, to the point where you can't see the sides anymore, even with all the like fluorescent green lights. You can't see the wall. There's a lot. And you come to a gate. So essentially, right now, you are in a courtyard.
Do I recognize anything around here?
You see on the gate, it looks like there are three creatures, like three creature heads, emblazoned on the lock. One is a dragon, one is a bull, and one is a tiger. They all seem to be three heads sharing the same shoulder.
That is... I'm trying to remember which one that one was. Callum would know the general, or would probably know what they kind of looked like.
You would know. Give me a nature.
Okay, that's fair. 13.
13, given your time in Teravaknor. Yeah. You're able to put two and two together and figure this is the gate or to the Chimera.
And that's the one we're supposed to go to, right?
Yes.
Okay. Well, it's in through here, so I start trying to pick the lock.
Should we check for traps first?
As you put your pick into lock, it kind of creaks open.
That is not a good sign.
There's a mess of steps that go up to the temple.
Well, let's get up here. Actually, you hang back like 30 seconds. I'm going to check it out and run away if something bad is up there. Okay. And I start going up there trying to be a little stealthy.
All right, roll your stealth.
Come on, plus 10, don't fail me now. This is going to be a 3 plus 10, 13.
13.
I have not rolled well today.
You try to be stealthy, and you're doing fine, but you do kind of like make a couple of scuffs with your like boots.
Yeah.
But otherwise you don't see anything other than the ocean of experimentations.
I am also going to douse my light just because I don't want that very much showing where I am. I like scamper up the stairs.
Yep, so you see there is an honestly rather simple looking stone door.
I'm going to check it for traps.
Alright, go ahead.
That would be investigation. Fucking another 3, so 11.
Maybe you should change dice, buddy.
Yeah.
You find 0 traps.
Okay. Does it look like I can open it myself?
Sure.
I will try.
Okay. So you're able to pull it open. It's oddly very light. In fact, this temple looks a little bit more modern than like compared to some of the other temples and some of the other buildings that you've come across.
Huh. By now it would have been about 30 seconds at least.
Yeah, I was about to say, has it been long enough for us to... I mean, he hasn't come back screaming yet, so I assume it's about time to start following?
You can.
So yeah, I'm going to sneak in, try to avoid light sources, get into shadows, and try to see what's going on in here.
All right, so as you open the door, you see that this doesn't really look that much like a temple. It actually looks more like a mansion on the inside. And you enter a big entryway, and on the other side of the entryway seems to be a rather vast library, like a large bookshelf with like huge amount of books. And there's 2 stairways that go above and end in the landing. And you see that there is a person kind of leaning over the railing.
Do they see me? I'm going to try to hide if I can.
You're gonna try to hide. Roll a stealth.
Come on, roll better than a 3. I didn't. That's a nat 1.
Oh, buddy.
I walk straight in and we make eye contact, and I like jump back and pretend that they didn't see me.
No need to hide.
Do I recognize this person?
No,
Okay.
you do not recognize his voice, but it is speaking language similar to yours. Like it's speaking fluent common.
Hi. What's up?
Pardon?
What's up? How are you? What's going on? Like that kind of stuff.
Why are you here?
Well, and I like start to look behind my shoulders, hoping that they could get here soon. No real reason. I just wanted to check the place out. I saw there's a lot of books. And there's a lot of books.
Okay. Can you give me a dexterity saving throw?
Fuck. Okay.
Or
22.
wisdom.
Do you want it to be a wisdom save instead?
It's up to you.
I would rather the dex save with a +7 to it.
Okay.
That would be 22 to save.
You blink, and as your eyes open back up, this person is now like right in front of you. This person seems to be like they have long, like shoulder length black hair. You see that they have one red eye and one purple eye.
Wait a second.
Sharp features. Very pale skin. And they seem to be wearing like a leather trench coat above on top of like leather armor.
All right.
Who are you?
No one, sir. I like just look down at the ground.
As you look down at the ground, you feel a compulsion to answer him truthfully.
My name is Callum.
Callum, why are you here?
I think I'm in the wrong spot.
Can you roll a charisma saving throw?
Charisma? Oh boy. Nat 20.
You're able to say that maybe this is not the right place.
I mean, I don't think it is anymore, because this is definitely not what I expected of a temple, and definitely not who I expected to be a chimera. He's probably thinking that this is like he went into the wrong place, and this is like one of the 4 bad quadrants.
As like you see that he's looking you over, and as he's looking you over, every time he blinks, his eyes seem to change color. And you see he has a long, forked tongue. What drew you here, Callum?
I was asked to go to a place. I still don't think this is the right place, but is this the temple of... And then he spouts the name of the Chimeran general.
Tenorus?
Tenorus?
Tenorus.
Yeah, that one. I can hear Hestia typing.
My bad.
No worries.
What if I told you this was the temple of Tenorus?
And I'd say I'm the right place, but probably the wrong room.
What do you know about Tenorus?
One of the 5 big bads of a worse bad. At least from his point of view, it's long story, and that they're about to leave. So if there's any chance to get back to the material plane, it would be here. Maybe I shouldn't have said that.
He looks and he's like, they're preparing to leave. Interesting. I can take you right to him.
Can we wait for a couple people, please? I'm
Sure.
like looking out the door now, like, where are they?
He has like a large grin, and it almost looks like for a second it almost looks snake-like, but he has a very large grin. He says, "Sure," and he gives a little bow.
I'm trying to remember what the fifth and final general was.
Hydra.
So snake-like being. Okay, cool.
Well, sorry. There's Iseldrex, Keeper of Hydras, and then there is the fourth. But all the other ones have to be let out first.
Okay. May I ask your name while we wait? These painful minutes.
You can call me Tybalt.
Tybalt?
Yes.
Like Romeo and Juliet Tybalt?
Tybalt.
Oh, Tybalt. Okay. So, Jacob, you have texted me a lot of names over the last few years. That name sounds familiar. Would Callum know that name?
Roll a history check.
That's a +5 to it. Son of a bit. 11.
It sounds familiar, but you've never. You can't place where you've heard it. You might have heard it before.
I think I recognize that name. Can I ask you, like, what brings you here? If you're not Tiberius,
you can call me his butler.
So, like, a lieutenant to the general,
like a servant.
How does that make you feel?
Well, I help Tenerus in his experimentations. You see, Tenerus is widely regarded as the most intelligent of Gazarid's generals.
Callum is just like nodding. He's doing the okay.
He uses his intelligence to mold and create new life and experiments to better both himself and the armies of those that his matron.
Callum is feeling really nervous about having let Spike go. Because he's fairly certain that this is the master. At least Tenerus is.
Everybody else gets up to top, and you see.
So, like, this guy Tybalt is like very uncomfortably close to Callum. Callum is like pressed up against a wall.
Callum, darling, there you are! And I'm going to approach him and put my hand on Callum's shoulder.
I, like, hug you.
Big sister Hestia coming through, bitch. Who's your friend? And I nod to the guy.
His name is Tybalt. Well, at least they would like to be called that. They're one of the servants of Tenerus, the general.
Right.
Yeah. And Tenerus is the one who created all those glowing creatures back there.
Really?
Yeah. He is very, very smart, and possibly one of the smartest creatures or beings here, like in the realm,
Can everybody roll me an insight check?
including me.
Yes.
Okay. God damn it! I swear I have good modifiers on these rolls.
I'm going to say Rebecca can have advantage on this, and I'll blame
19, not natural.
Okay.
10
With advantage?
with advantage. Without it'd be 6.
Ah.
Oh, yikes.
7.
So nobody else notices for Hestia, but when Callum says that Tenorus might be the most intelligent person in the realm, you see Tybalt smile, like he like a almost to a laugh.
Like a sarcastic kind of situation or like a pride kind of situation?
Like flattered.
Oh, boy.
I'm really just repeating what I was told.
So what can I help you, motley crew?
Speaking of
Well, well, we're trying to find our way back to the material plane, and we were told this was the right direction. Do you know anything about that?
Well, there's many. I'm sure there's many ways that my lord, my master, might know to possibly get back to the material plane. Are you looking for any particular way?
I really feel like we shouldn't be telling him the whole truth, but I don't know what else to do.
Can you roll me a charisma saving throw?
Me?
Yep.
Ah, Jesus. Okay. Oh, I'm not. Okay, that's one of my proficiencies. All right. That is a big old girthy 23.
You feel something like you're looking at him. You feel something kind of warm and fluffy about him for a second, but you're able to brush it off.
Can I tell it was a spell?
You can tell that he attempted to charm
Cute. I continue being. I continue smiling.
you.
But that definitely raises alarm bells. Okay. Just because I, the player, am like a wee bit confused about in-game what are the end goal quests here. I don't know if I just took bad notes or if my brain played elevator music for a second. We're trying to find a portal, right?
Right, you know that you're trying to find a portal.
Okay. Anything else about that? Or is it just a portal in this place?
Hey, you just know that there seems to be some kind of portal.
Okay. Trying to figure out how to spin this in our
Are
favor.
you going to say that it's a portal?
This is why I don't play bards.
Look, I'm playing a rogue and talking as much as he is. I have a +1. I have, what? A 12 in charisma. He should not be talking that much.
Yeah, I have a 15 in charisma.
Huh?
All right. Okay. Okay, I think. Okay. I'm gonna play this a bit dumb. Can he tell? Is there a way that I can tell he knows that it didn't work?
You can roll an insight check.
Okay. Okay. Oh, thank God. Okay. 20, not natural.
Okay. You're able to notice that, like, the slightest raised eyebrow just in your direction as he looks directly at you.
So he's not sure if it worked?
No, he knows that it didn't work, but he's not letting on. Like, he's giving a very small hint. that
Okay.
you know, but nobody else knows.
Okay, so I can't play dumb. Okay.
While this is happening, can I sneak over and start looking through the books?
You can try.
Yeah. So I like switch places with Hestia and then slowly like peek my way around.
Roll stealth with disadvantage.
Okay.
You're right in front of him.
Yep. That's an 18 with disadvantage.
So he seems to be. You take advantage of the fact that he's looking at Hestia for a second, and you just kind of like scoot. It takes him about a minute to turn around to see that you're running towards the books.
I'm not running. I'm more like walking.
Sauntering.
Yeah, I'm like looking at the books and like trying to read spines if they have anything there. And
Can you? Well, what languages can you read?
I can read Common, Celestial, and Thieves' Cant.
Some of it looks familiar to like similar to Celestial, but it's not Celestial.
Yeah, it's Fiendish.
No.
Demonic?
Nope.
Those would be the only ones that are close to Celestial, I think.
I would say so if Celestial was Spanish, this would be Latin.
Very old. Okay.
Abyssal.
Primordial.
Yeah.
Ah, damn. Do I speak that? I don't think I do. Doesn't sound like a...
I kind of slink back once I can't read anything.
Well, if you go over and Tibble like kind of turns over, he's like, "Please come in, make yourself at home."
Okay.
Rebecca does nothing of the sort, staying just outside the door.
Okay, so you feel the pull to come inside. You're strong enough to like fight it off, but you feel like something's trying to pull you inside.
She is going to slowly try to shut the door, almost leaving it ajar just enough that she can peek in.
What are you trying to do?
Basically, where the door was opened, she's going to close it, but keep it ajar just enough that she can peek in.
On the other side of it?
Yes.
On the outside of the door.
Oh, you'll forgive my friend. She's a little wary of strangers.
She's not going in there if she can help it. And if she can use the door as something to prevent her from wanting to go in there, then she's going to use that.
So you said you were looking. So he looks oddly. Not sure why they would try to do that, but they'll go back to Hestia's. Like, so you said you were looking for a way back to the material plane. How? You said Tenorus was leaving. Do you know how?
Honestly, it's all been kind of a blur. I couldn't tell. This is also like legit because it's also been like it's
not in character, but meta. It's the canopic jar. That's what we were told.
That is a 17.
Okay, Tybalt is kind of just. And he's like, "Well, if you'd just like to wait here, I will go and fetch my master, Tenorus."
One question.
Sure.
Is there like a place to use the bathroom or like restroom or?
Through that door over there.
I go through that door over there.
But last I saw Tenorus, he was in the portal alcove. So I will have to fetch him. I will be right back. Can everyone roll an insight check that wants to?
Okie dokie. That is 14.
13.
18.
Okay. Rebecca, you can sense that Tybalt is not planning on coming back.
Caw.
So my plan was, as he leaves, I was going to sneak in behind him, but
Okay.
it's kind of moot if everyone's going to just like rush with him.
Oh, I'm not going with him.
I mean, we got to get to the portal.
Can everybody roll me another insight check?
17.
16.
Big old girthy 23.
Yay!
All right. So Callum
Yes.
understands something, but everyone else feels something odd about Tybalt. Callum finally clues in that this guy doesn't seem to act like any servant he's ever seen before.
Yeah, I think that's just him in disguise.
It's not even a disguise; he just lied to you.
Oh, okay. That's fair. I've never seen this dude before.
So he judged by how you guys would react to saying he was going to the portal room to know that that's exactly where he needs to go.
So we definitely need to follow him.
Yes.
That would be a good idea.
Shit.
All right. Real quick, amongst us, who looks squishiest?
Marla.
Okay.
Does Marlith have less than 20 health?
No, I mean like armor class.
Oh,
Like
armor
who
class.
who looks
Marlith
less equipped for a battle?
Okay.
Marla is a wizard.
Okay.
Rebecca
The person who is probably the squishiest right now, though, is probably the one tied around your waist.
Yep. You're not the kind of DM to just attack a person's player because they're not here, right?
Oh God, no.
Okay, that
No,
separates you
if-
from my last.
if
That
Jacob
puts you
even-
above my last DM.
If Jacob even touched Sabbath, he might be missing some teeth.
Yeah,
Okay.
no. I would never do that.
Yeah.
Unless I had permission from Motley beforehand.
Look, man, my last DM had a giant bite a player character's head off with him like off at college, so like I had to ask. All right. So that narrows down. I am going to, as Marlith, that's how you pronounce it?
Yep.
I am going to quickly put my hand on her and them? Pronouns.
Her.
Okay. I'm going to put my hand on her and cast Shield of Faith. Just in case. A shimmering gold field appears and surrounds a creature of your choice within range, granting it a +2 bonus to AC for the duration, which is up to 10 minutes.
So you place your hand in, almost like it looks like a golden lace above her armor or her robes.
So I'm gonna like sneak ahead and make sure that there's no like danger things. Okay. And I scamper up the stairs because I believe that's where the portal room was.
Yeah. So as you give chase to what you now know as Tenerus, you open the doors and you see, and it's odd because this temple doesn't seem to play by the same rules physics wise, because the next room looks much like the next hallway. Sorry, it looks much different than the atrium or the library that you were just in. It seems to be lined with glass tubes with various kobolds in different stages of experimentation.
Well, that's sad. But
Is
portal.
everybody following Callum?
Yeah. And I do have my crossbow out.
Callum is
Not
like
staying by
across the room
myself.
when you enter.
What did you say, Rebecca?
said, I'm not staying by myself, so
Hmm.
she will follow. Again, Carlos close in tow.
And I assume Spike is here somewhere.
Spike is like, you would basically have like spikes chain wrapped around the butt of your crossbow or something. Very close.
Extra strapped.
I'm surprised that Spike didn't say anything. I go through the room, go through the next door.
Pardon?
I go through the next door.
Okay. So Tenorus seems to be opening and running through doors. Basically, stuff is flying towards him as he does so. Not to attack him, but more like he's summoning his equipment. And every time you go through a door, it's like almost like stepping into a different world. Range of different colors and styles. One's like very pastel, one's very dark. They all seem to have different uses, but it's all in a straight line. You basically open one door, you go to a different room, open the door on the other side, you go to a different room, etc., etc. And then you see Tenorus opens the door and then turns.
I would like to hide behind. If I'm at a doorway, I'd like to hide behind the doorway.
Okay, you hide behind the doorway. What is everybody else doing?
I follow suit. I kind of duck back the best I can.
So you're basically taking position on opposite side of the doors?
Yeah.
The door, okay. What about Rebecca?
Rebecca will, as soon as he turns, just kind of freak out and magic missile.
Oh, Jesus.
I don't think we're close enough, are we?
I mean, a magic missile, do you need to see him in order to cast magic missile?
I mean, probably have to see him.
Yeah. So are you going into the same room?
I thought I was following everybody.
You are following everyone, but the other two have taken position up on either side of the door to that room.
And it is 120 feet. Basically, when they got to the room, she got to the door. They went to the side. She was stuck in the middle. She saw him look over. Bam. Magic missile.
Okay. Roll the damage.
I will. And she will also cast it at 3rd level.
Okay.
So that would be 8 points of damage altogether.
Okay. So basically, everybody's.
Sorry. Plus another 5, so that'd be 13 points. Sorry.
Okay. So everybody rushes, gets to. Follows Tenorus. Tenorus goes into a final room and turns. Callum and Hestia take up point on either side of the door. But you just see Rebecca holding Carlos and his broken arm, and they just do a slide, they slide down, and as they get into the room, they just kind of shoot off a couple magic missiles at Tenorus. Inside this room, you see this room, out of all the rooms that you've been in, seems to be the tallest and I would say the darkest and dankiest. Looks like this room hasn't been used very much in a long time. You see a large circle that made of stone, a rare stone. But other than that, it's currently empty. Tenorus turns around. He has a staff in his hand now. He kind of shrugs off the magic missile damage and looks at Rebecca. You're brave.
Rebecca is going to basically scurry back outside the room as fast as she can.
There's only one way out for you.
Something about a coffin, and I fire an arrow.
Oh shit! Okay.
Okay. Roll an attack roll.
How far away is he?
About 60 feet.
Okay, so it's in my normal range. It's gonna be a natural 20.
Ooh! Way to go, buddy!
Would you say I got the drop on him?
Sure.
Okay. So that's going to be 10 regular damage and Jesus. That's a lot of ones. 16 sneak attack damage. So 26 total.
So you send off an arrow and you basically peek out around the corner, loose an arrow at him, and he did not see it coming, and it hits him square in the shoulder. As you do this, you see a small amount of mana starts to wisp around in a circle inside the larger stone circle.
Shut the Stargate! Shut the Stargate!
I mean, you have to go there if you want to leave.
Unscheduled off-world activation.
You have to go there if you want to leave. So it's going to be very difficult for this.
Okay. Real quick before any more shit gets fucked from my chatelaide, I'm gonna uncork my holy water and spritz. And before anyone freaks out, I checked. It should not affect anything that's undead. I'm gonna spritz Rebecca, Callum, and Kalos. I'm gonna spritz the three of them with the holy water and cast Bless. Whenever target makes an attack roll or a saving throw before the spell ends, which is duration 1 minute. Whenever target makes an attack or saving throw before the spell ends, the target can roll a d4 and add the number rolled to the attack roll or the saving throw. It's not a whole lot, but maybe it'll help something. So you three are blessed.
Thanks.
Thank you. I feel blessed.
Papa bless.
Hashtag blessed.
So Tenaris is about 10 feet away from the circle, and the wisp of mana starts to grow larger. I will say Callum and Rebecca, you can probably use an action. I'll give you sorry. No, I guess just Rebecca. Rebecca, you can have an action.
So it's going to cast Chill Touch. 23 to hit.
Okay, go ahead and roll your damage.
4 points of necrotic damage, and they can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn. And until then, the hand clings to the target. The ghostly skeletal hand that I create by doing it. And if they are undead, it has disadvantages on attack rolls against me until the end of my next turn.
Okay, so it's going to take 2 damage. Does that spell state that it can't move or anything like that?
Oh, wait just a second. That's another D8, sorry. So it'd be another 6 added on top of that. Sorry, what was your question?
Chill Touch doesn't change how it can move.
It does not affect how they move. They just, if they're undead, they get disadvantage, and they can't, and whether they're undead or not, they can't regain hit points until the start of my next turn.
Okay. So they kind of brush the hand off and turn around as they put their hands onto the portal and start to make it larger while they step through.
You guys got to go, right now.
Very true. Okay, let me.
You see, as he's leaving, he extends one arm outside of the portal and snaps. And as he snaps, I want everybody to roll a perception check.
Damn, 8.
6.
14.
Rebecca, you're able to hear this. You hear, it's almost like a symphony of chain breaking and glass shattering.
Oh, shit.
Get in the portal.
She screams, "Caw!" and grabs Carlos, and they hurls themselves into the portal.
I go for it.
Callum shuts the door behind everyone.
So Marlith grabs
Spike.
Spike and Sabbath. Hestia, you're the last one to go through. You see Callum is basically boarding up. Sorry, what side of the door do you want to be on?
I'm on the portal side. I'm not dumb.
Okay.
Oh, thank God.
I ain't about that martyr life.
So
I'm gonna
She
try to
bonded
figure.
with you, okay?
But you see Callum look back and pats his chest pocket where you know the picture is, and then looks back at you with like a knowing look.
I nod and I pat my satchel that has my sketchbook in it and the copy of the photo.
So Callum is basically fortifying the door.
I am not strong enough to fortify shit.
No,
So
you're like putting anything you can find, like chairs and stuff.
Oh God, Callum, come with us.
I'll be right there. He's saying that as he's like putting more and more things in so that they can't get through the portal. Is the big thing that he's worried about.
You see that there is something ramming the door. Like you see the door like start to kind of buckle.
Is there another exit?
Roll a perception.
For the love of God, if I roll low on skills again, 11.
Can I look too?
You can look through.
That's a 1. God damn it!
You are in the portal.
Yeah, you're like almost. It's starting to get out of, like, the portal is almost to the point where it's going to get out of control if you don't step into it. Callum, you do not actively at this moment see a way out.
Okay. There might be hidden things, so I'll investigate next on my next turn, quote unquote.
The Hestia thing to do would be wait until I know he's safe, but that's not the narrative thing to do.
If you continue to stay here, like you start to hear something, like someone in your mind. They have your voice, and they say, if you don't get in the portal, everyone will die.
I take one of my prayer candles out of my pack as quick as I can. Sacred flame light it, put it outside the portal, and I pray as hard as I've ever prayed in my life. As I step through the portal, my goddess, my queen, I have never asked for much. Please, if you can spare it, please protect my friend here. He has done more than what was asked of him, and I do not believe that his quest ends here. And I go through the portal.
So, Callum, you see this, and as Hestia goes through the portal,
I do give him a sad puppy dog look on my way out.
it's almost like time freezes for a second. Something does make it through the door, and then everything just kind of goes dark for a second. On the other side of the portal, Rebecca, Carlos, Marlith, and Sabbath land on a moss-covered stone inside of a different kind of laboratory. As you look up, you see a group of people One is a minotaur. One is a Medusa-looking person. One looks a lot like Marlith and Sabbath. There's a half-elf, which for a brief second, as you look at them, looks a little bit like Callum, but then you kind of look at them in a different way, and it's fine.
Definitely doesn't.
Definitely does. Well, yeah, definitely doesn't. Like, it's just for a brief second. So that's where you guys end up.
Hi?
Hestia,
No.
you are a little delayed. You find yourself adrift. You're drifting in some form of the dreamscape, and it almost looks like there is a vein of mana, of pure light that is going straight through your body. Like a prism, you feel like you have been split apart and then put together an infinite amount of time as you fly through the dreamscape.